Hey guys, welcome back to the MyIBSLife podcast, aka the sad beige background podcast. We're in a different sad beige background area of my house today, and a little bit exciting because there's some color going on. There's a little bit of happiness going on in the background because we have some Christmas decorations up, but otherwise still very beige, still very boring, still pretty sad, okay? And I apologize. And you would only know that if you are watching on youtube.com/myibslife. If you're an audio listener, just take my word that my whole house is beige and sad and terrible. And I hate this place, to be quite honest. We've been renting this place for almost 4 years now. And I'm at the point where I want to buy my own house with my hubby. But that's like impossible in America right now. So the sad beige background, it is. Okay, listen, we haven't talked in a minute. And it's been over a month since my last episode. And do you guys want like the list of excuses I have as to why I haven't been here in a month? Or are you just like, I don't care, shut up, you suck? Because all those things are valid. You know what I mean? But I feel like I do owe it to you guys to tell you why it's been a minute. And I'm literally pulling up my calendar right now to like go over the weeks. Last time I uploaded was November 9th, okay? Literally over a month ago. The next week after that, I was sick as fuck with the flu. Not the stomach flu for my emetophobia friends, okay? Just the regular flu or something. My cat's crying. Noodle. I know it's sad, but like, you didn't cry all morning until I started doing this. The week after my last episode, sick as fuck with a flu or something. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't just a cold. It was something. My husband gave it to me. He went to Disney for a work trip. Came home, gave it to me. He had it, gave it to me. I gave it to my mom and my grandma, which was lovely. And then it just like spread like wildfire from there. And it was terrible. Truly awful. I like couldn't function for days. And it sucked ass. The following week, I felt better. But here's the thing. With a podcast, you guys are listening to me for like 20, 30, 40 minutes. And even though I was feeling better, I still sounded like shit. I was like blowing my nose every 5 seconds, coughing, had that horrible like bronchitis cough. You guys didn't want to listen to that. Okay, I wasn't going to give you that terrible ASMR, so I was like, you know what, I'll come back next week. The week after was Thanksgiving, bitch, okay? And I had really wanted to record early, like an episode a little bit earlier than Thanksgiving and still have it up for Thanksgiving Day. That week was a shit show because we had 3 Thanksgivings. Hey, how was your Thanksgiving, by the way? Did we all survive? Anyone who celebrated, did we all survive? Because Thanksgiving is tough, and that's what I wanted to talk about. But yeah. We had 3 Thanksgiving dinners to go to. One of them we hosted at our house. That whole week was a shit show, and I didn't get to sit down and talk to y'all. The week after that was overwhelming in the best way possible and chaotic in the best way possible because my merch had just launched and I was shipping packages out left and right to you guys. If you guys are watching on youtube.com, I'm going to put up pictures of my sweatshirts that I'm currently selling. Of course, I'm not wearing it right now, although this is future merch, okay? It says my stomach hurts with the smiley face, cute, right? I'm selling sweatshirts that say Merry and Bloated. And if you're interested in one, they're still available. And you should definitely buy one sooner than later so you can enjoy it through the holiday season. Or better yet, that I've been telling y'all, okay? Get someone else to buy it for you. That's really the move. I'm going to put the links in the description of this episode, in the description of this YouTube video, to my Merry and Bloated sweatshirts. Comes in red and green, very limited sizes on green. Send the link to a partner, a parent, a sibling, a coworker, a friend. Say, hey, you want to get me a gift this holiday season? Get me this. Okay? You deserve to be treated. So get someone else to buy it for you, bestie, okay? Sweatshirts are super comfortable. Yeah, I love them. And I know that those of you who have ordered, first of all, thank you. I know you guys are loving them, and that makes my heart so happy. So that was the week after Thanksgiving. And I'm not going to lie. Last week, I didn't upload because I didn't. Okay. The thing about me is all those excuses I just listed are very true and very valid. That's literally why I didn't upload the first 3 weeks. But then it comes to a point where once I fall off from being consistent, like when I was uploading every single week for like months, once I fall off of that, I am the type of person that it is so hard to get back into the rhythm. And it's not that I forgot about the podcast. I thought about it all the time. I was stressed out, but yeah, I still couldn't get myself to fucking sit down and do it. How hard is this? It's not hard, bitch. You don't even talk about anything good. And I couldn't get myself to do it. But we're here today and we're trying our best. And the thing is, I don't know what the upload schedule is going to be for the next like 2 more weeks. I'm hoping to get one up at least next week. The week after that is Christmas. First of all, actually, happy Hanukkah to anyone celebrating right now. Happy Hanukkah. I know times fucking suck right now and they're stressful, but I am wishing you and your family a happy and healthy Hanukkah. I hope your family is safe. I hope you are able to enjoy this time even while it seems like the world is on fire. So I just wanted to say that. And I know that just in general, this time of year is hard for a lot of us with stomach issues and emetophobia and anxiety and chronic illness and as a whole. Like the holidays are hard. And let's talk about that next week. Okay? I'm here to talk about a different topic that I've been asked to talk about, that I like have been putting off because it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's not that I'm not passionate about talking about this. I'm very passionate about talking about this topic that you've already seen in the title of this episode. This topic is just very overwhelming and there's so much I could dive into and so much I could say that excuse me, I'm burping. I've been scared to talk about it because I don't even know where to start half the time, but what we're talking about today is emetophobia. And if you don't know what emetophobia is, trigger warning, I'm going to use trigger warning, I guess, for this episode, just because we're going to be talking about emetophobia. I'm not going to be talking about anything that's graphic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get into, like, times I've gotten sick and go into, like, detail. So, you know what I mean? But I will be using words, so if words do bother you, I'm just letting you know. And if you can't listen to this episode right now, I totally get it. Totally understand. Emetophobia is the fear of vomit. So whether that means you're afraid of you yourself throwing up or someone around you throwing up, like seeing, hearing, the senses, okay, of someone else around you throwing up, that's what emetophobia is. And before you bitches, I'm not actually accusing you guys. It's accusing everyone else of the whole thing is like, well, no one likes to throw up. First of all, that's not true. Some people don't care and like envy them. I envy those people that just like don't see it as a big deal at all. Like, oh, if you get sick, you get sick. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Can't relate. Actually, my whole world crumbles and sets on fire if I even get close to getting sick. And if I actually do get sick, yeah, I don't even know what to do at that point. Here's the thing. It's weird because I talk about my emetophobia both on Instagram and TikTok, but I've definitely have like found a lot more people over on TikTok to talk to about it, like, and I talk a lot more about it over on TikTok for some reason. I don't know, I just feel more comfortable talking about it over there. But I know my Instagram friends also suffer. Some of you do, and it's an interesting phenomenon to see that there's so many people just in general that have emetophobia, but also so many people that have stomach issues and emetophobia, which is like the worst combo ever when you have IBS or any stomach condition of any kind where you truly feel like you have this stomach bug every single day and you are terrified of throwing up. Hey, it's the worst, and every day is a nightmare. I know a lot of the things I'm about to say about like my emetophobia and stuff sound like really dramatic and like probably sounds like I'm lying because, hey, I don't blame you for thinking that. Emetophobia is like any other phobia. It's so irrational and it's almost like a lot of the time with emetophobia, people get emetophobia because something like traumatic happened to them. Like there was a time they got really bad food poisoning and were hospitalized, or they had a really bad stomach bug, or they knew of someone that was really sick and they developed emetophobia from that. I don't know why I have emetophobia. I've had stomach viruses in the past. Were they traumatizing? Yes, but only because I've had emetophobia. I could throw up once and it's a traumatizing event, okay? My husband, some of y'all probably remember, especially if you're from TikTok, my husband had the stomach virus last April. And that I didn't even catch it. I didn't even get sick. Just him being sick and hearing him get sick and stuff was a traumatizing event for me. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still obsessing over it. It's like my Roman Empire truly is him being sick last April. He doesn't remember it. He doesn't give a shit. And it was him that got sick. You know what I mean? What was I talking about before I just went on that tangent? I don't know, dude. It's just, emetophobia is one of those phobias. It's almost like having IBS. It's like no one understands how hard it is having IBS until they're unfortunate enough to have IBS themselves. Same thing goes for emetophobia. Like, you don't understand the pure panic and distress and anxiety and fear that runs through your entire body unless you have emetophobia yourself. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is for a few reasons, honestly. First of all, today sucks. I feel like shit today, and I don't know why. And that usually causes a lot of anxiety for me. If I can pinpoint why I'm feeling sick, why I'm feeling nauseous, that calms me down because I can then assess like the probability of me getting sick. I don't really know why I feel like shit today. I kind of just woke up feeling like this and have felt terrible all morning. It's almost noon. I feel terrible. In reality, in my rational brain, I know that I am 99% sure that I am not actually sick, that I'm not actually going to get sick. And I am 99% sure that this is my IBS acting up. But the thing is, I don't know why my IBS is acting up. So that is causing me anxiety and for my emetophobia to be on fire in my own head. The other thing, I just made a TikTok video about this and I just posted it. When I was here, let me give you a really good example of what it's like to have emetophobia and how just like truly crazy it is and how the brain of someone with emetophobia works. In 2006, almost 20 years ago, okay, almost 20 years ago, there was a day, a Sunday. It was Sunday. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to go back right now. I'm pretty sure it was like December 3rd, December 2nd or December 3rd. Let's see, 2006. I'm looking on the calendar. Where are we? Okay, December. It was the 3rd. I knew it. December 3rd, 2006. I remember the exact date like it was yesterday, but it was almost 20 years ago. My parents and I had gone to go get our Christmas tree, like a real Christmas tree from a farm, came home, decorated the tree. As that was happening, I started getting really nauseous and I got the stomach virus that night. And I got sick and whatever. Now I forever associate this time of year, Christmas, decorating a Christmas tree with being sick. Last night, I decorated my Christmas tree. My husband and I got a real Christmas tree over the weekend, and last night was when I decorated it. And last night was also when I started feeling kind of shitty. Kind of started happening last night and carried into this morning. And now I am telling myself that because I decorated my Christmas tree, there's a possibility that I'm going to get sick because now I'm feeling nauseous and sick and anxious. And that's not how it works, babe. That's not how it works. But I will that's what happens with people with emetophobia. It's like you always remember the days you got sick, or maybe it's sometimes just the days you felt so bad you thought you were going to get sick. You always remember the date, the time, where you were, what you were wearing, who you were with, what you were doing, and it's almost like you will associate those things with getting sick. And it's almost like a superstition, if I can put it in a more clear way. Like, there have been times in my past where, mainly when I was little, because I'm thankful that I haven't been sick since the time I just talked about in 2006. I haven't gotten sick since 2006. Like, I haven't thrown up since then. I will do everything in my power to not throw up. Even if I need to, I won't let it happen unless it is 100% involuntary. I can't control it. But yeah, it's almost like a superstition of like, there's been times when I was little and I got sick. I'll remember what I was wearing and I will never wear those clothes again. There was a night in college that I drank too much, which we'll get into that in a second. I know emetophobes are like, you drink? I do, but there's only been 2 nights in my life that I've ever drank too much, and neither time did I actually get sick. But this one time in college, I drank too much and almost got sick. I never wore the clothes I was wearing that night. I never wore them again because I thought they were bad luck after that, and that if I wore them again, my chances of getting sick would be either 100% or close to 100% happening. That's what it's like to live with emetophobia, and that's just a short example of what it's like to live with emetophobia. There's like 800 other things with emetophobia. Like I said, it's kind of like overwhelming to talk about this topic because there's just so many little nuances that go on with emetophobia. I need to burp really bad. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay. So it really sucks that the other thing for people with emetophobia is the winter is just hard. I feel like November through early April, just we're all in like this heightened alert mindset of everything going on around us. All the people we're around, are they sick? Have they been sick? Am I going to get sick? Because November through March is usually when like the stomach bug is going around, right? It's the cold winter months. And it sucks because this is when Christmas is happening, and I truly associate like Thanksgiving and the holidays and Christmas and everything with just being afraid that everywhere I turn, everywhere I look, everyone I'm with, being around my nieces and nephews, because little kids are always sick. Like, little kids are gross, okay? I love kids. I'm hoping to have kids of my own. Pregnancy is a whole other emetophobia topic. I'm telling you, there's so much we could get into, but I'm not going to get into all of it today. But all those little things that happen around the holidays, I get scared. And I get even more scared because when my husband was sick last spring with the stomach virus, it's because he got it from our family members on his side of the family at an Easter celebration. Like, all of them got it. I don't know how I was a lucky one that didn't, but that, like, now I'm afraid to be like around his family, but also my family around the holidays. It's just always like, I don't know who was sick, is sick. And that's like not how you're supposed to live your life. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of just like a quick overview of what's happening with my emetophobia right now, where I'm at, what's going through my brain. And the thing about emetophobia is I find it easy to talk about because it's always on my mind and I always have thoughts going on in my brain related to emetophobia. It's literally a 24/7 thing in my head. I don't get a break from this. This is quite literally all that runs through my head all the time. But I also find it hard to talk about emetophobia because I never want to make my own anxieties and my own fears someone else's anxieties and fears that have emetophobia. You know what I mean? Like talking about Christmas, I don't want other people to start fearing the winter or Christmas because I just said that this is now the time where people are like getting the stomach bug. I never want to make someone else's emetophobia worse. If anything, I just want other people to know that it's crazy. Emetophobia is like one of those phobias that like people don't even know it has a name. First of all, I didn't until I was older in my, 20s. I didn't even know it had a name. It's one of those phobias that you don't even know it has a name. You truly feel like you are the only person on the planet that is dealing with this. And it's so embarrassing because it's just like, why am I so afraid of this? And then you have the people in your life, if you try to explain it to them, they're like, well, no one likes getting sick. Duh. And you're like, no, you don't understand because, yeah, sure. A lot of people don't enjoy getting sick. They don't enjoy throwing up. Some people also, like, a lot of people get a little bit of anxiety right before it happens. I have anxiety about it 24/7, like I just said. But also, I would rather die than throw up. And I know that's one of those things that sounds exaggerated. It sounds fake, but it's true. Like, that's 100% how I feel. There have been times, this is like a good way to put it. I have like two major fears in life, both like irrational. One is throwing up. And I'm not saying the act of throwing up is irrational. It's not. Like, it happens. You know what I mean? But just the amount of fear I have for it is irrational. Second one, airplanes. I hate airplanes. I'm afraid of them crashing. I've been on more planes than I could tell you, that I could ever count. I fly all the time. I'm still terrified of them. I have 3 pilots and an aerospace engineer in my family terrified of planes, okay? Those are my top 2 fears. There have been times I've been in an airplane in the sky experiencing like turbulence. I'm scared. I'm like, this plane is going down. I am praying to God, okay? I'm doing the cross on my body, hands together, praying to God. If I, like, please keep this plane up, okay? Please keep this plane up. Please let us land safely. But the fact that this even comes in my mind in those moments, but if this turbulence is also going to make me throw up, I'd rather die than throw up. Like, I would literally rather the plane go down than me throw up from motion sickness because of the turbulence I am experiencing that I think it might take my life. Which turbulence isn't going to do that, okay? Planes are safe. Planes are our friends. That's what I try to tell myself, okay? But that's just how it is with the emetophobia. Like, I would truly sometimes rather, I have to think about whether I would rather die or just throw up even once. That shouldn't be a discussion or a decision that I have to like think about. But it is. And yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on with me right now. I'm not feeling good today. The emetophobia thoughts are here. And sometimes, like, I don't feel good today. I actually think it might be turning to hunger, which is like amazing. This is also something I talk about. Like, people, maybe I shouldn't group everyone else in this with me, but okay guys, I totally lost track of what I was just talking about because I stopped talking because I thought my husband was listening to me and I got embarrassed, and so I just like sat here in silence for like a good 1 to 2 minutes, and now I have no idea what I was talking about. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up now. That's what it's like to live with emetophobia. That's what's going on. Now I remember what I was talking about. How I'm feeling today, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling kind of sick, but it's not the worst I've ever felt in my life. I'm actually starting to feel hungry. That's what I was talking about. People with emetophobia, so funny, or at least me. When I go from feeling nauseous and scared and terrified to then miraculously feeling hungry and feeling like safe, because if I'm hungry, that probably means I'm not going to throw up, like kind of a thing. I'm a different person. I literally turn into a different person. And the fact that I'm starting to feel hungry, I'll take it. I will take it. I can feel myself blossoming. Same thing happens when it turns from winter to spring. Like the first 70-degree day we get here in New Jersey, I turn into a different person. I'm like, summer and spring is here. The stomach virus is out of style. I am flourishing. I am the best version of myself. If you ever want to meet me in the summer. Because that Christine versus the Christine I am right now, different people. But anyway, that's where I am right now with my emetophobia. It's the holidays. It's the winter. I'm not feeling well today. There's a lot of anxiety. I am, interestingly enough, taking like an emetophobia recovery program online. It's not with a therapist. It's not supposed to replace therapy. It's just kind of like a program to use as a tool to either do before you go to therapy or use while you're in therapy. And I'm not going to tell you guys about it just yet because I'm not that deep into it. I've been doing it for a few days. I like it so far. And I'm really, really hoping it helps me so that I can tell you guys about it and hope that it helps you. It does cost money though, so I don't want to like tell you guys to go do it before I can truly speak on it. But I'm excited to be doing it, even though it's hard, because I really don't want to live like this anymore. That's one of the things with talking about emetophobia is I can sit here and talk to you guys all day about my anxieties, my behaviors, you know, what I'm afraid of, why I'm afraid of it. But at the end of the day, I also want to be able to tell you guys things that help me. You know, I want to be able to tell you what helps me, what you can do to help yourself. So that's why I'm doing this program. And I'm hoping that I can talk about it soon and be able to tell you guys to, check it out, do it yourself, whatever. To anyone else that's dealing with emetophobia right now, to anyone else that's dealing with stomach issues, chronic illness, anxiety, depression, all those things during this time of year, I'm sending all of you love, every single one of you. I'm thinking about you, and I hear and I feel you. Everything you're feeling is valid, and I'm so sorry that you are feeling it, but you're not alone in it. I promise you, you are not, because I'm right there with you, and I'm not the only one that's right there with you. For those of you who maybe want a little bit more sense of community, I go live every Tuesday and Thursday on TikTok at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and it's always such a great time. We talk about anything from emetophobia to IBS to chronic illness, anxiety, depression, just life. We talk about fun stuff. We talk about music, movies, plans going on, celebrate people's successes, give advice for those struggling. It's a really, really just fun, nice time. So if you're looking for a little more support, come follow me on TikTok. You can follow me at Christine Vidic or MyIBSLife. You can find me by typing in both. I'll have the links in the description below. Follow me on Instagram, also a great community over there. You can find me at MyIBSLife. The link will also be below. And thank you guys so much for listening. I love you all so much. We're all just doing the best we can, and that is enough. You are doing enough. You are enough. And we will talk again next week. Love y'all. Bye.